I don't want anybody to say that Museveni is rich because he was helped. No way. If I am rich, it is because I worked for everything myself. I feel very proud. That's why I don't care about anybody. Sinaguneguya kubanga tewaliwo eyali anyambyeko nze ng'omuntu.
He mentions that he has never been helped by anybody. We know damn well, if it was not Boniface Byanyima, that little fool would be out there herding cattle in Ankole. If it was not the teachers at Intale, what would he have been? If it was not Grace Bingira and Obote, who enrolled him into general service and even gave him a job in the Prime Minister's office as a spy, because that was his job under the cover of general service. He can't even be grateful to Obote. If it was not the thousands of Ugandans, and particularly Baganda, of Bulemezi, Bururi, and other areas, the so-called Luwero Triangle, who lost their lives fighting with him to gain power. And he says he doesn't owe anybody anything. And by the way, I know this for a fact because I have communicated with the people who were in that bush war for 5 years plus. They have informed me that the only person who ever went to the front line and shot a bullet is Dr. Kiza Besigye. But all these Banyarwandas who were in that war, including Museveni, Salim Saleh, Paul Kagame, Fred Rwigema, etc., none of them ever faced the enemy on front line. None of them. Some of them have tried to create stories and say that I had this battle of some place and we fought off the Obote's men and shot a whole platoon. Bullshit. They didn't. Because those who were in the bush have confirmed it to us that none of these Banyarwanda ever went to the front line, including Yoweri Museveni. And yet, more than 500,000 people died in order for him to rise up and become president, or rather than capture power. You see how much of a lie he is.
Mr. Chenzo, it's even alleged that he was out of the country when whoever was fighting the war took power, and he received a phone call, came here and restated himself as the president and started killing off anybody and everybody that he thought would disagree with his rule.
Exactly. And by the way, you are right to say he was out of the country. Do you know who gave him the passport and the money for the airline ticket? It was Olaro Tunu.
Wow.
Call Olaro Tunu to verify that statement.
So then he stands in front of us.
He was never helped by anybody.
There's a picture there of the Kabaka. They brought Kabaka to the front line to try and convince, especially the Baganda, that Museveni was probably the best person to fight on our behalf.
That is true, because the Kakamega group, which we have talked about at length, conspired that because there were 3 fighting forces against the Obote regime. There was the Kaira group and the Nkwanga group and the NRA. The Kakamega group conspired and said the only way we can capture power and keep it is to bring this Mulangira from London, parade him. The Baganda will now turn around and give their support to the NRA. And they had their own reasons why they did that. We have exposed the Kakamega group who's working, and we still know a lot more about them. Just provoke us, will reveal it. If it was not that Omulangira Mutebi, with the working of the Kakamega group, Museveni could not have become president. And if he can stand here and publicly say that nobody has helped him, he should look at Mutebi in the face. And remember the contribution
that he made
of Omulangira Mutebi at that time. This man, I think he deserves to be, as the Bible says, tie a big stone around his neck and throw him into Lake Victoria. That's where he deserves to be.
He lies about everything, and he actually enjoys or believes in his own lies. Because how can you forget a thing like that?
He's a narcissist, as you said.
As a narcissist, yes, indeed.